and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julia McNeil Crafts. So today I am going to play in the travelling journal that Dawn and I are sharing. I have shared a couple of videos, so I did this page here which I've shared, and this one, and then we've got a few empty pages. Dawn sent me this one, so I've seen that one on her channel. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And she's, I think it was, is it just the one? I'm sure there was another page. Oh yeah, here it is. And she's sent that one as well. Part of me, I mean, I actually think that's a finished page, but seeing as we're sharing it, part of me wants to stick just a little something on it. Oh, should I? Should I be not? Oh, I'm going to. I'm sorry, Dawn, I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to be naughty and deface your page. But this is the whole point of having a travelling journal, in that we share it, and you know, that includes, I also think I love the idea of us actually sharing, creating an actual page as well. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do much more than that. I'm maybe going to get another circle. I don't know whether we could maybe pop some flowers on as well. My bit box is full. It's so full. So I was going to do a page using my bit box. Yeah, I'm just actually going to stick the bird on. I hope Dawn doesn't mind. I'm going to stick the bird on, and I'm going to add some dangles to that, and then I'm going to do an actual page. Right, I have been using the Kitsch Flamingo in my last make, so it's what's on my desk. So that is what I'm going to go with now, and I am scanning. I've not cleaned up since the last thing I made. It's still all over my desk, but you know, I've also got a postal run to do in a very short space of time. Sorry, I just realised I'm doing this off camera. Yeah, I've got a postal run to do. This is a couple of H orders have come in. A Chanda. I'm going to have to get used to saying the craft store. Doesn't sound like a channel though, does it? I mean, I completely understand why they've done it, because you know, they needed something that kind of described what it did on the tin almost. So I do get it, but it's going to take me a while to get used to saying I'm going to be on the craft store. Sounds like you're going to be in the craft store. Very strange. Right, anywho, I am just going to stick that back on. I might actually just do a little bit of scribbling with my pencils as well, just to ground our Royston a little bit. See, this is the thing with having a travelling journal, it's just you never know what the other person's going to do. Let's hope she wasn't overly attached to this page. Dear. Oh, but look, he looks dead. I think he looks dead cute there. Right, so we'll stick that down. Add a bit of glue. I'm going to have to invest in this glue now, because Dawn is right, it's like I'm halfway through the bottle now, and I don't, well, it did sort of half clog up on me during a live, but it didn't take me long to get it flowing again, unlike my other glue. So I think it's all good. So I'm going to pop those there. It'd be interesting. Do you know what would be quite good, is to actually like see the reaction, actually hear the reaction. You know, get the initial one of like, oh no, she's ruined my page, or whether it's delight, you know, rather than the polite version. I'm going to turn those into dangles, because it's me and I have to have dangles on everything. Thing is, Dawn can get me back. She can actually do this to one of my pages, so it's all good. It's all good. Right, a little bit. I mean, I suppose if we were really particularly attached to one of the pages, we could put a note in it saying, please do not touch. Hands off. We could do that. Right, I'm just going to grab some pencils. And I'm just going to do a little bit of scribblage under there, just for a bit of grounding. And I'm just going to scribble like so, so that we've got a little bit of grass going on, just so he doesn't look like he's floating. I mean, he has a bird, so he can float if he wants, but I just quite like to give it a bit of grinding. And then I'm also going to grab, I've rediscovered my Moonlight pens. Well, actually, I had these years ago, then I discovered alcohol markers and sort of didn't like these for colouring. And then I've been watching the likes of Louise Sims and Sam from Be Crafty use them, and they do just amazing things with them that I've sort of stolen them back, but I can only actually find 2 of the colours. Thankfully they'd be my go-to colours anyway, so it's all good. Right, so that's that. That's me, you know, massacred one of Dawn's pages. So I'm just going to let that on. I just waft that with the heat gun just to get the gel pen part dry. So I think I'm going to leave those pages as is, because I think it'd be quite fun if Dawn went over them a little bit. This was me using up some washi. I think I was doing some sort of project and I had bits of leftover washi, so I think I might do that page. But I know both of us have been gluing the paper together. Now Dawn did actually send me a proper glue stick for doing this, but that would require going and looking in my pot. This is on my desk, so we'll do it this way and live to regret it, no doubt. Right, so I know that we've both been sort of gluing about 3 pages together because that's kind of what we need to get a decent weight onto that. So I'm going to do that. Like so. And then I am going to grab my clear gesso and get some clear gesso on that, so then we can start throwing mediums at it and not worry. We know it will take the abuse. So I'm just putting a bit of clear gesso on there. And I think this must be the dodgiest brush in my box. Obviously damaged it. It's like, it's kind of stuck, it's like not fully, it's not like a full stick just yet, but it's definitely not working as a brush should. Now, I will have to be a bit more careful. I'm normally really lazy about protecting my work, but I'm aware that one of Dawn's lovely pages is just behind this, which obviously I don't want to ruin, because that would just be a bit mean. I mean, I don't mind attacking her page and sticking stuff on it, but you know, it might be a bit mean to ruin her page. See, this is why I should have used proper glue and not that thing, because we've got a bit of wrinklage going on there. So yeah, that's alright. It's all good. It's all good. Right, I need to grab a bit of paper to protect. I'm going to grab some scrap paper and some odds and ends, and then we'll start putting something together. Okay, I've decided I really want to use Bibbles on the page because I know Dawn likes elephants. I also really want to do an owl page at some point in this journal. So I'll have to see and go and have a look for some owl sort of type things. Now, I have sort of really ruined this page. I've sort of bubbled it, so I fancy putting some of this paper because I think that would go really well with. I don't particularly want to hide all of the washi elements, so I think I'm going to tear it and sort of have, so it's sort of there, but we can still see the elements of the washi. Not that I'm overly attached to the washi, but I do quite like it. So let's get that on. I'm going to get some gel medium and we will stick that down. And then while I'm waiting for it to dry, I will fussy cut out our little bibbles. There we go. Do it this way. Much quicker. Because I'll probably get a bit of gesso onto that as well to sort of blend it out. So there we go. I'll put that down like so. I'll let that dry, and then we'll neaten it up a little bit. There we go. Right, so we've got that, and I've managed to leave my pot with my water in the bathroom. It's been there for days. It's like taking it through to clean the brushes and it's still sat there. Right, let's just get the edges all sorted. Make sure it's all stuck down. As I said, I'm not worried that I'm going to go over this a little bit because it will get a bit of a gesso treatment in a minute. Right, I'm going to get myself some water and I'm going to fussy cut out Bibbles and then we will be back. Okay, so I've pulled out some gelatos and some of my distress crayons and I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to the background and then I'm going to knock it back with gesso. I'm just trying to sort of elongate these colours a little bit and get them into, you know, the colours that we've got in the papers and sort of get them into further into the page so that it all sort of becomes more part of the page. So it's just a different way of getting a bit of colour down, and I haven't played with my gelatos in a while, so I thought I'd give it a try. So yeah, let's just get a nice bit of colour down. As I said, I'm probably going to knock some of this back again as well because it's me. That tends to be part of my journal process. Right, so I've got that pink down and I'm going to try some of this blue. The trouble is that all the gelato, actually I think this gelato of mine is, yeah, that one is done. So I'm going to go for this one. I think it might be more of a slate blue anyway, which I'm hoping will go quite nicely, yeah, hoping it'll go quite nicely with the sort of grey of the elephant. So I'll just pop a few different bits of that down and see how we get on. And it's blended together because I hadn't blended that pink in previously. That's kind of blended together, so we've got a bit of a purple going on. That's okay. So this is just background, playing with the background and seeing what occurs. Okay, so I'm liking that. Let's see. Oh, look, she just looks so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to get the gesso. I might just give that a little waft with the old heat gun. Okay, oops, knocking things left, right and centre. I know the glue, it's right beside me. That's the glue that I was supposed to use to put the pages together. Literally just turned and it was right there. Shocking. I'm so bad. Right, so we'll give this a little waft with the old heat gun. Speed the process up because, you know, it's me and I'm impatient. Right. Now I'm going to get some gesso because I wanted this colour to be nice and soft, and obviously the gelatos, which I'll get there eventually, are highly pigmented, so just helps to sort of knock that back. And I also find that when you've got lots of elements, you know, I've got a bit of the washi, I've got the paper, it does look like random things stuck together because that's exactly what it is, it's random things stuck together. But just sort of treating the areas that sort of join together with a little bit of gesso or a little bit of colour or something, sort of marries them together and helps them to belong, in my personal opinion. So that's why I like to do it. But obviously everybody's different, you do it your way. It's absolutely fine. I think that's why we all spend so much time on the likes of YouTube or joining Facebook Lives, just to see how different people approach things, and sometimes sort of doing something out with our comfort zone and we learn something. I'm just going to blend all of that together. And then I'll stick our bibbles down. I think we'll probably just sort of decorate. I don't know whether to do a bit of stamping. I've got the stamp flamentals on my desk because I've just been using them in the last video and I've not cleaned up. So I'm wondering whether to grab those. I don't, however, I was using pink, but I don't know that I want that, so I'm just going to it wasn't too much to clean off. Clean that off on there, and then I think I'm going to grab my grey memento. So this is London Fog. Just going to get a bit of ink onto that. And then let's do a little bit of, just again adds a bit of detail, and the fact that I'm crossing over the various elements of colour and texture with the text stamp sort of can again, it's one of those things that can just bring it together and stop all the various elements jarring and just make it work together as one. So that's another way of doing it. Okay, so we'll pop that down, and then I think we'll stick our Bibbles down there. I think I'm going to put a little bit more gesso just round her head, and just so it's not too busy and the focus is on her. So I'm just going to knock this little bit back again. There's still a bit of the colour peeking through, so it was still worthwhile, but it's just, I want her standing out just that bit more, so I'm just sort of roughly going where the outline of her would be. There we go. Doesn't she look cute? I like it. Right, so now I'm going to stick her down. And then I will probably search through the old bit box for bits and pieces, and we will just see what we have available to throw at the page. I think I probably will just, I'll let that stick down, but I will probably grab a grey Inktense pencil just to give her something to sit on to ground her so she's not floating. There we go. So we've got that. I've got some of these, just wondering whether the colour, I quite like that actually. It's sort of the wrong colour, because those are green and that's more green. I think I prefer it to have a bit more of a bluey tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that. So this was out of the Steampunk Stories paper pad, and I have cut around the cogs from that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the peacock. Actually, I think I'm going to look for Mermaid Lagoon. It's a truer blue. This one's quite a teal, and actually it's more blue in there. It doesn't matter that I've already put a bit on. I'm going to grab this. This is actually Mermaid Lagoon, even though it says tumbled glass on it. I really don't know what's happened, but this is definitely not tumbled glass. The ink's far too bright. Right, so yeah, I'm going to get some of that Mermaid Lagoon on there so it's a bit bluer. It's actually a few more purpley tones in that as well. I don't know, I do have a purple. It's not a colour I use very often, so I'm going to mix that again with the, well, that's getting a nice colour now. It matches better. So this is the Dusty Concord. So it's not colours that I use overly often, but see, that just matches a little bit better now. So I'm going to stick that down. As I said, now I'm just going to start rummaging through my bit box and collage lots of elements together and see what occurs, and then find some form of sentiment to stick on. Oops. Okay, so I'll pop that to the side there. I have to be careful because I don't want to damage Dawn's page underneath. It's most lovely, and it's got actual Dawn. See, that's Dawn. That's Dawn's picture that I drew for her. Her own personalised digi. Okay, so we have that. Oh, I'm putting it down. I'm trying to. There we go. Look, it's so cute. It's just a whole bunch of cuteness right there, isn't there? Right. So I've got these flowers. My bit box is so ridiculously full, it is unreal right now. Look. It's definitely needing attacked. Let me have a little reconnoitre. Oh, look, let's have a heart. Right, what I'm going to do is just pause the camera while I pull out some bits that I think may be of use, otherwise we could be here quite some time just watching me rummage through a box, which might not be the most, you know, entertaining television in the world. So I've had an initial rummage and we'll see how we get on from there. Now, I've seen these paint splats, they're from the Paint It Funky paper pad, but I just also thought they could work as like sort of big water splashes, like he's been throwing water, like she's been throwing water about for a bit. I'm just not, yeah, maybe do one there that sort of tucks under her ear and goes over slightly as well. Just noticed the time. I'm going to have to go and have a quick cup of tea before my daughter comes home. I like to have a nice little cup of tea just before she comes home, because once she does, then that is the peace gone for for the entire weekend. Love her to bits, but you can't get to enjoy a nice quiet cup of tea. Right, so let's just do this with the one, because by the time we've snipped this, we'll probably have enough leftovers to do the bottom. So we'll do that, and let's just neaten up the edges of this. Okay. Oops. It's very badly done, but it's fine. A little bit of doodle border, we'll never know. Right, so we'll need to neaten this side. Oh, look, there's Dawn's lovely page again. Isn't it pretty? Right. Oh, look, it does, it just reminds me of like big splashes, like he's been down at the watering hole and been splashing about in it. There we go, and then I found this within the scraps as well. So I was thinking that makes quite a nice, oh, I can't actually see what I'm doing. That makes quite a nice border down that edge. So we'll go with that. And I kind of want the button just about there, so I'm kind of going by where I want the button as opposed to how it fits on the page. We're going to end up with two scraps at either end. But that's okay, I can live with that. I'm doing that at a really awkward angle. Here we go. The ears coming up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I did see that heart earlier, and I just do feel that some little heart, I think I found a second one. I'm sure I found a second one, yeah. I do feel like a little heart dangles maybe just a bit essential to life. So I'll pop those there. I have to challenge myself to do a card without a big feature image page. She says after having just destroyed Dawn's page to stick a feature image on it. I wonder how much trouble I'm going to be in. Oh, look! She's got a little flower. I like that. There we go. And then, let's see. What else do we have? It's getting there, isn't it? That's quite a lot of pink flowers. I kind of want a little bit of contrast. I'm sure I pulled out some yellow ones as well. I do have some greenery. Give it a bit of greenery. That's just not looking quite right. I'm sure I pulled out, there we go. See, I knew I'd pulled out different coloured flowers. Yeah, we'll have this here, and then I need to work out what I'm doing with the other side of the page because it's a bit blank at the minute, but that's okay. You just sort of work your way to where you're going. Right, I'm going to pop a little leaf behind there, and then I'll pop that there, I think. Okay, that's that side. Sorry, I will need to do a bit of shadowing there, but let's just get the other side sorted. I found this sentiment It truly is the little things that make life so amazing. So I'm thinking this is going to be what makes up the bulk of this side of the page. So I might just get that down first. She says. Okay, I just need to grab my black pen. And Dawn sent me this pen. Wasn't that kind? She knew my black pen was running out, so she sent me one. So I'm just going to edge this. Get that stuck down, and then once I've kind of got that main feature in that side, then I can work out where I'm going to put all the little twiddly bits to bring the page together. Oh, I'm liking this, it's cute. Can you tell? Right. Pop this around. Like so. Running out of things to say. What can you say about putting a black edging onto a piece of paper? Clearly lost the ability to explain that. Other than I like doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it. Right, so let's get this one glued down. There we go. I feel good that I'm doing a page to send to Dawn, because I started this, but then honestly life has just been, and I'm not complaining because it's been the same for everyone, but between trying to run a business and homeschool and everything, I've just been flying by the seat of my pants the whole time, and feel like I'm behind with everything. So the fact that I'm actually getting time to sort of play feels really good. So have some of the flowers. Let's have some that are similar as well to the ones that we've got over there, just for a bit of continuity's sake. Have that like so. And then, what did I see? Quite like that, even though we've just hidden the button that I always wanted to keep. Unless we do it like that. And then we need something here to just so that it's the same, not the same, but so that we've kind of got the three. I don't quite know what I'm trying to say, but I don't want that flower again. What have we got here? Oh, that's quite nice. Maybe something like so. What do we think? That greenery isn't working on that occasion. It's the wrong shape. There we go. That kind of works. Do we like that? What do we think? Shame you can't tell me till after I've finished. Oh dear. Right, let's get this stuck down. Do you know, I'm not going to get that cup of tea. That's my husband just going to get her now. And I'm too engrossed in my page now to stop. So, see, Dawn, I love you that much that I'm forgoing my quiet time cup of tea, just because I'm enjoying making a page for you so much. This really is a fun thing to do, by the way, and especially I think in these times that we're living in. I mean, hopefully things might start to improve over the summer months and things. You never know, but I think we all sort of live in that sort of, yeah, it'll be nice while it lasts. Because we're, you know, obviously the third wave's hitting Europe, and you're not 100% sure whether that's going to affect us or not. vaccination might have made a difference, it might not, who knows. But obviously we are living in unprecedented times and we can't necessarily get together and craft. But this is a lovely way of doing it. It's like this project's kind of a shared project between Dawn and I, and so we're still crafting together even though we can't physically be together. And to be honest, there's quite a bit of a distance with us anyway, so this is something that we might will probably take forward even when normal life resumes, although we are determined to meet up at some point. She was supposed to be coming to one of my craft classes literally like the week before lockdown occurred last year, but I ended up in isolation because I got a cough so it all had to be cancelled. There we go. So we almost met, but we will make up for it. We will make up for it. Right, neating all of these things. So if this was a card or a canvas, I would let that overhang because I think it's quite nice to have things sort of dangling off the edge. But it's not. It's a journal page and I kind of wanted to stay neat within the journal, so I'm doing it that way. Oh look, I like. We're just needing a few finishing touches. So the first thing I'm going to do is just grab my pen. I'm going to be really careful on this side because it's got Dawn's lovely artwork behind it and I don't want to ruin it. You can tell I've got a bit of dodgy cut work there. Never mind. Never mind. I do feel like I'm needing that cup of tea though. It's like I've been talking to video and it's like I can feel my throat getting dry. I've just pulled that bit off because it was proving troublesome. Right. There we go. Get a nice thick black line around that. Whether I'll do an owl page before I send this to Dawn, I don't know. I know the stuff that I need to send out for the next release should be arriving at the beginning of next week, so it depends whether I get a page done before then, or whether I should just sort of throw a background together on one of the pages and let Dawn pick it up. We will see. Right, so we've got that. I'm just going to go and grab an Inktense pencil. So I've got an Inktense pencil in natural grey, and I'm just going to run that under the little bibbles here. Just going to sketch a little line and then bring that across. And that is just purely to ground her, just that little bit. So I'm going to grab quite a small brush. I don't need much water, so I'm just going to take some of that water off on my rag and then just moving that around. Oh, little kitty cat's come in, she's crying. What's she crying for? It's funny, I got a Storm, little kitten, roughly about the same time as our Dawn got Lady. And it was like, so we both became like mummies to fur babies at the same time. She's a big girl now. It's amazing how it's like babies grow up fast enough, but little kittens and puppies grow up even faster. Right, I'm actually just going to, I'm liking this, but I just kind of decided now I want to frame the whole corner. So I'm just going to bring that up around into this bit as well, just so that the whole corner is that little bit darker. And for me, I think that's just going to lift the project and bring the eye to our gorgeous little Bibbles there. It's just sitting in the corner. Oh, I love it! What a random mix of collections. I've got Bibbles, we've got the Garden Tots for the thing, we've got the Steampunk, we've got the Paint It Funky, we've got the Curious Wonders flowers in there, we've got some flowers from the Quirky Birds, and delightfully dotty. This is what I love about a bit box. It's just random stuff all thrown together that you wouldn't necessarily pull out together. You wouldn't necessarily get all of those different elements out. You know, there's no way if I was sitting down to make a page that I would be pulling out 4 paper pads and I don't know how many sets of stamps. I just wouldn't do that. But because it's all thrown together in a bit box and you're kind of like, oh, that works and that works and that works, I would never have thought of putting that in there or using the paint thing as splashes, but because it was there, it just sort of gives you a cue. So I do highly, highly recommend a bit box. But I'm just going to give this a waft so that we can do our final doodles. So I'm just going to a little waft. I'm going to start this side. So I've got a bit more time, and I'm going to look at that. Glitter washi. I love these pens. Seriously, these are my Jane Davenports. I have just drawn over glitter washi, and it is fine. The pen has gone over it successfully. I do absolutely adore these pens. I personally haven't found anything they can't write on. I know our Angie said she struggled. But to be honest, she was trying to write on highly dimpled card that had been covered in I don't know how much medium. So, you know, I think that might have been a little bit unfair to the poor pen. But I personally haven't found anything that's not gone over. I mean, I've managed to write over crackle gel. I've managed to, that's me just gone over, as I said, a glittery washi tape. It's absolutely fine. Right, I think that I just need to, I want some white splashes. So I'm going to grab that bit of paper that was protecting. She says, I'm going to grab that bit of paper that was protecting. That would require knowing where to put it. Right, I'm just going to tear a little bit of paper. And I'm just going to cover our bibbles. And I'm also just going to, it's going to come off this because it's like a, what do you call it, a silk paper. Those sentiments are silk paper, it's not actually going to stay on it anyway. But rather than create a smudge around it, I'm going to do that. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we will grab some white. I like this for splashes. This is acrylic artist ink, and what I like about it is that it's acrylic and it's white, so it's very opaque. And that's kind of what you want when you're doing white splashes. Right, so I'm going to grab an old paintbrush and add some splashes, and then going to go get myself a cup of tea, that cup of tea that I've been promising myself. I'm going to go get that, and then actually I think I've got a postal run to do. I'm just waiting for the, because when I do sales through Hachanda, you have to wait for them to send you the Royal Mail info, so I'm just waiting for that to arrive. Then I'll have to nip to the post office, and then after that I'll be back to filming, because it's like that was my intention for today, to get a load of filming done. Not got as much filming done as I wanted actually. I've done, this is the second video, but it's alright. I'm just going to lift that up because that was just a bigger splooge than I'd have planned. Right, let's just lift all of that up like so. There we go. Just let's see if I can manage to squidge this bit. The trouble is I've got electric stuff over there and I'm putting water close to electric stuff, so I don't want to force it too much because obviously that would be a disaster. There we go! There's my little page to send to Dawn. I hope she likes it. I know she likes elephants. She likes owls more, but I do know she likes elephants. So anywho, I hope you like it, Dawn. I can't wait to see what you think. Can't wait to send it back in the post to you and get something back. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing. I've also just noticed something that I never did that I wanted to do. Oh, dangles. Shh, I'm just going to sneak a little dangle in there before anyone notices. Anyway, as I was saying, if you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I will be back with some more crafty goodness for you very, very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye!